This week we're going to be doing kind of just like a realistic reading week with me, mood read with me, whatever you want to call it. And we're just gonna see how much I read this week. It's Tuesday right now. Yesterday I just finished Rhapsodic by Laura Thalassa. I really loved this book. This is the first book in the Bargainer series. This book honestly kind of reminds me a lot of ACOTAR. This book has a lot of the same elements as ACOTAR, but the plot is like completely different. And I am really excited to read the next one. I think I have to order it. I don't think Barnes has the second one, which kind of makes me upset because every time I get like the first book in a series from like Barnes and Noble or something, they usually don't have the second book or like any of the other books in the series. Like the only series that I know of, like one of the only series that I know of that Barnes and Nobles carries like all of the books at one time is ACOTAR and Throne of Glass. And they need to do better because this ended on a cliffhanger and I'm kind of mad that I have to like order it and wait for the second one. So this is about the Bargainer and a girl named Callie. Callie made a deal when she was 16 with the Bargainer because she killed her stepfather. So he covered it up for her and he was nice enough to not make a deal with her for doing it because she was a minor. She was 16 at the time when it happened. But then, you know, Callie needed a friend. She traded deals with the Bargainer for his time so they could hang out together like throughout the rest of the years of her life up until she was like, I don't know, like 18 or something like that. It's kind of like, it's like fantasy, kind of sort of also kind of like mixed in with a little like Greek mythology. I just had to pop in real quick. I just had to pop in really quickly and say that I did not explain Rhapsodic very well to you guys, like at all. Basically, the Bargainer, he's like kind of like the devil. I don't know why I'm putting that in quotations. He is basically considered the devil in the story. He is basically king of the underworld, king of the fairies, he's king of a lot of things, okay? And he makes deals with people. You know how you make deals with the devil. And Callie, after this traumatic thing happens and he helps her out, she is basically looking for a friend. She feels like an outcast. So after he does her this one little favor, you know, because he did his one favor for the year, okay? He starts making deals with her in exchange for his time, in exchange for them hanging out together. They form a connection, but then he just basically ghosts her. Years go by, she's all grown up now, and something is going down in his land and he doesn't know what. And somehow Callie is connected to all this. So after, I think it's what, like 7 years of him just leaving and never speaking to her again, he pops up and he's like, hey gal, hey, I need you to start cashing in those IOUs. By the way, my land is in danger. I need your help. She's like, I guess, like, I mean, I can't say no because I literally owe you my soul. So again, like kind of gives me like ACOTAR vibes, but in like a completely different way. And I really, really liked it. I don't think I've ever really seen this series or this author anywhere. So I'm kind of surprised because like I said, it was a really, really good book. After I finished Rhapsodic yesterday, I started The Wall of Winnipeg in Me. I'm on chapter 6. I'm on page like 68. I already love this book so much. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, Mariana Sabata's writing is like chef's kiss. Like, I love it. I love it and I love her. This is supposed to be like a slow burn sports romance. First of all, the cover, look at the cover. Guys, the cover of this is literally so effing cute. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I've heard a lot about Mariana Zapata's writing. I'm getting like Grumpy Sunshine vibes. I like it, but at the same time, I'm not really a fan of the main male character so far. So hopefully she does a good job of like turning that around because he's very unlikable at this point. The rest of my lineup for this week, I also have the 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. And then this one, I picked this up at Target. This is by Jennifer Hartman. It's called Still Beating. This sounds like a really, really interesting romance. This is about Cora Lawson, who goes to her sister's birthday party and she ends up getting stranded with her sister's fiance. His name is Dean, and they're supposedly like arch nemesis for some reason. I don't know, they don't like each other, and they both end up getting kidnapped together. I guess a budding love comes from that. I'm trying to understand how that's gonna play out because it's her sister's fiance, but they're in a life or death situation which blooms in undying love. We're going to read more of The Wall of Winnipeg and Me today, and we're just gonna see how far we get. We're just leisurely reading, not giving myself any goals for the week. We'll just see how much I realistically read in a week. I might even end up going to the bookstore in this reading vlog to get another book. More books, plural, because I never just get one. I forgot to mention that in addition to this being like a slow burn sports romance, it's also a marriage of convenience. So Aiden is Canadian and he's trying to get his papers, but in order to do that, he is suggesting that he marry his assistant, Vanessa, the main female character. So he offers to pay off her student loans if she marries him so he can get his papers, and they have to stay together for, I think it's 5 years. Like, I'm just now getting kind of to the part where he's like offering all of this to her. It happens pretty early on in the book, and she is kind of just like wondering like, why are you asking me? Like, you're a professional league football player. Like, you could literally ask anyone in the world and they would be happy to marry you. Why does it have to be me? And like, he's just not taking no for an answer, and that's partly where the unlikable part of him comes in. Like, he is coming off as very like entitled and spoiled, which it's been like that since the beginning of the book so far. And like I said, I'm hoping for some character development. I'm sure there will be, because this is like a 500-page almost romance book. But right now he's very unlikable in that way, but at the same time, for some reason, I'm still very, very fond of Aiden, and I couldn't tell you why, because there's so many reasons for me to not like him right now. Like I said, he's just very like spoiled, entitled, like won't take no for an answer, like just keeps bothering Vanessa about this. I mean, on top of that, he also just comes off as very like stoic. Like, it's hard to explain because he comes off as very like spoiled and entitled, but at the same time he comes off as very humble too. And I don't know how Mariana Zapata like does that with her writing. Like, it's very like contradictory, but in like the best way possible. Like, it works so well together. The way that she writes their banter back and forth between Aiden and Vanessa, I love it. Like, it's so good, it's so organic, and I really, really like it so far. Like, I shouldn't say this too early on because I'm literally like not even 10 chapters in yet, but I feel like this could potentially be like a 5 stars for me. It could be. I feel like it could be. Like, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I'll let you guys know if I have any other developing thoughts. Last night I got to page 154. So I read 86 pages yesterday. I didn't read a lot yesterday, but I don't know, I'm maybe like 30-ish. Is that 30-ish? Maybe like 25, 30-ish% of the way through The Wall of Winnipeg in me. Last night we started getting into the main points of it. Like last night they sealed the deal, and that just had me like on the floor, because guys, please, if you read it, you'll understand why it had me on the floor. Because like, listen, like, and that's what I was saying last night, because I don't know how I feel about Aiden, because he's a fucking asshole, but at the same time there's something about him that is just sweet. And I don't even though he hasn't done much to like prove that he's not an asshole, he has at the same time. Like, it's such a subtle thing that you pick up on while you're reading it, but there's something about him, like there's something about him, okay? I'm excited to see how their relationship develops, because it wasn't the best before, but I feel like it's gonna get so much better, and I'm so excited. And yeah, I'm about to read for a little bit, and I'll let you know if I have any updates. So, hi guys. Today is Saturday. I finished The Wall of Winnipeg in Me by Mariana Zapata yesterday. I just want to start off by saying this romance was a 5 stars for me. Yeah. Yeah, it was a 5 stars for me, and I was not expecting to like it that much. First of all, because it's a romance book that's almost 500 pages long, and I don't like dragged out romances. I didn't really think I liked slow burn, but I loved Mariana Zapata's writing in this book, and just all of her characters are just so good. Like, all of her characters are so well developed. The plot is so well developed, and I feel like this is the first book. I feel like this is the first romance book where I can say that I didn't mind it being 500 pages long, and I was sad that it ended. Like, if it was 800 pages long, I would love it. I would still read all 800 pages and still love it. I feel like usually when I read slow burns or just romance books in general that are not like short, that aren't super short, that I usually kind of get bored at some point in the story. But throughout all 500 pages of this book, I was never bored, and I found myself thinking about this book when I was going to sleep at night while reading it. Like, that's how like obsessed I am with this book. Like, I loved this book so much. Another thing, there was no miscommunication. Like, there's like a list of things that just make this book a 5 stars for me. Romance was so organic and so relatable, and I loved both the main characters. Aiden Graves, love him. Like, new favorite book boyfriend. This is going on my 5-star reads list, and that's crazy because I haven't had a 5-star read since the beginning of this year, when I read Most of All You by Mia Sheridan, and I was not expecting this to be a 5 stars for me, but I'm so happy. I have the 7-year slip. I was deciding, I didn't start it yesterday after I finished Wall of Winnipeg and Me, because I went out for drinks with friends and like did other stuff. So we're gonna start another book today. I don't know if I'm gonna start this one or not, because I think I'm gonna go to the bookstore, because okay, I was trying to decide between Still Beating and the 7-year slip. First of all, when I picked up Still Beating, I knew it wasn't going to be a fluffy romance, obviously, because of like the topic, like the main characters get kidnapped together. But I watched a reading vlog the other day, and that book was actually in it, and the person who was talking about the book said that the first half was really like graphic and disturbing and like gory. I didn't know it was gonna be like that. Like, I thought it was gonna be like, yeah, like they get kidnapped, like things would get intense, but I didn't think it was gonna be something that was like necessarily disturbing. Maybe I'm just dumb because I wasn't anticipating that. I'm really not in the mood to read like a dark romance right now. Like, I want to read, after finishing The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, like I am on my fluffy romance kick right now. And I don't know if I want to read The 7-Year Slip right now either. Not necessarily for any reason, I'm just not in the mood to read it. So I think I'm gonna go to the bookstore and then we're gonna choose a book to start reading later on today. I got back from Barnes & Noble a couple hours ago, kind of a while ago. I know I said I wanted a fluffy romance, but guys, the Barnes & Noble that I went to had so much more stuff, and they had Divine Rivals, and I just had to get it. I had to get it because I know it's all anybody's talking about right now, and I've heard such good things about it, and it's a fantasy romance, so I still get what I came for. I still get what I wanted, but we also get a little action and adventure too, and I'm so excited to start reading it, like literally so excited. I think this is the next book I'm gonna start reading for this vlog, so we'll see how far we get. And I guess I'm just gonna read for a couple of hours because me and Octavius are gonna go see a late night movie later, so I guess I'm just gonna read until then. Right now, I'm about like 50-ish pages into Divine Rivals, and so far not much is going on. It's just a lot of like world building and like background stories for what I'm assuming will be the main characters. I feel like I don't really have that much to say so far just because it's a lot of like world building and background story right now. It hasn't piqued my interest as much as I thought it was going to, but some fantasy stories are just like that, where you have to really get into it first before, you know, it kind of starts rolling, before like the plot really starts rolling and going. But in the first 50 pages, a lot of stuff is implied, so I'm kind of excited to see where it's gonna go. We're gonna keep reading. I have to leave in a little bit, but we're gonna keep reading until then, and I guess I'll update you guys if I have anything else to say. I'm gonna be so dead honest with you right now. I'm gonna be so for real with you guys right now. I did not read at all yesterday. I don't know why, but yesterday I was just like not in the mood to like read anything, and I don't know why. I just wasn't in the mood, and this is a realistic what I read in a week, and I'm gonna leave that in there. I'm gonna leave this in here. I didn't read anything yesterday because life be lifing, and sometimes you just don't feel like reading. Sometimes you don't feel like reading. Sometimes you don't feel like doing literally anything. Yesterday I didn't really feel like doing anything, but I don't know. I'm feeling like I want to read a chapter or two right now. So while we're feeling like reading, I'm gonna read. We're still on like page 50-ish of Divine Rivals. Again, not really much to say. Right now it's just a lot of like world building and whatnot. So we're gonna keep reading and hopefully it picks up a little bit. I feel like maybe that's part of the reason why I haven't really wanted to read. Because when I start reading like a new book, especially if it's like a fantasy book, it takes me a little bit to get into it because the beginning is like mostly like world building and the setup for all the characters and getting to know them and stuff. So we're not really into the thick of it yet, but I feel like it'll get better. And not that it's a bad book or anything right now, like it's pretty interesting still, just kind of slow for me in the beginning, but we're gonna keep reading and yeah, hopefully it gets a little bit more exciting. I've heard really good things about it, so we'll see. So I actually ended up not picking up Divine Rivals after that day for a while, and it's not because Divine Rivals was bad or anything like that. I think I just had a mean, nasty, absolutely nasty book hangover after I finished The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, which usually always happens after I find a 5-star book. Like usually after I finish reading a 5-star book, everything after that for a good while seems mediocre compared to the book that I read. Even if it's not, even if the book that I read right after that is still really good, it just feels really mediocre compared to the 5-star read that I just finished. So I went into a really bad reading slump after I finished The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, and it took me a long time. I want to say it took me like a month to finish Divine Rivals, but can I just say Roman, if he is not going to war for you, he's gotta go. He's gotta go, because if Roman Kit can do it, anybody can do it. I don't make the rules, okay? Now that I finished it, I'm so excited for Sacred Vows to come out. That comes out December 26th. I think I'm probably going to pre-order it, and I will probably do like a whole like a vlog dedicated to me reading the Sacred Vows, because I need to know if Roman is okay. I need to know if he's okay. I need to know if he's good. I need to know if Iris is good. Like, I need to know if everybody's good. So that's what I read for the week. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I guess I'll see you guys soon. Bye.